What's going on, Sports Nation? I'm your host, Kenneth Tiberius Clark, and you guys are listening to another fun episode of the Sports Exclusive podcast. So I mentioned, we went on a pretty lengthy hiatus after season 2. You guys know it. You've known it for some time. I took an interest in boxing for the better part of 2 years ago. But over the last 8 to 10 months, I've kind of zeroed in, and I wanted to take it more serious, and really learn boxing as a discipline. So, yeah, I made a decision to increase my training regimen. Now I train about 4 to 5 days a week. As you guys can see, I got my pre-workout. I'm actually about to prep for a session right now. So, yeah, while I get ready, why don't you guys take a look at my progress? So why did I increase my focus? Honestly, I got tired of boxing fitness, and I wanted to learn the actual small details of boxing. I wanted to challenge myself. I like to challenge myself. I wanted to try something new. Obviously, you guys know I got a football background, and I've competed in various other sports throughout my life: baseball, basketball, when I was younger. But I wanted to try a combat sport. And so obviously I had already been doing it. My coach, Nick, who I'd actually known for some time, was an amateur, and he had did some training out in Los Angeles. So yeah, we kind of had the back and forth conversation, and I said, you know what? How about I actually take this thing serious for about 8 to 10 months or a year, and just see the progress that I can make. And yeah, that's how that went. Okay, so how has it affected me mentally and physically? So mentally, I think outside of another form of self-defense, any physical activity you do, any sport you play, you you gain confidence. And especially in this one, a difficult one, a very detail-oriented one like boxing, when you start to see the small improvements, the footwork, as you guys can see, through the highlights and some of the pictures and some of the videos, I've lost a lot of weight. I've shredded up. This is the lightest I've been since like 2014, since I was like 23, 24 years old. I'm like 195 right now. So, the confidence comes from that, like just dedicating myself to a craft and actually seeing the small improvement. Physically, I feel great. A lot more flexible. My core is probably stronger than it's been in quite a while because I always walked around as a big guy. But more than anything, I just think the body transformation for me was just so unique. If you ever watch Michael Jordan's Last Dance, he talks about it. And it's crazy because I never had to go through this. I never had to endure this. So when he talked about this in the documentary, I just kind of was like, oh, okay. So remember, he talks about when he was playing professional baseball during his retirement, and then when he decided to come back to the NBA, he said, I had to change my baseball body to uh, a basketball body, and he said that was extremely tough. Well, for me, I had to change my weightlifting body, my husky body, to a shredded boxing body. So it's less muscle mass. I had to put the weights down. My coach told me, he said, dude, put the weights down. It's making you more stiff, and it's restricting your movement. And even then, like, maybe you guys seen or whatever, anybody that's experienced that's watched, um, he says certain movements you still move like a person that lifts weights, and he gets it. He used to bodybuild as long with his boxing background as well. So once again, physically feel great, uh, feel light, feel flexible, actually feel stronger, and mentally just so much more confident. So how have I improved? Well, you know what? You guys seen the videos, and I know I look good. I look like I'm ready to audition for Creed 5, or is it Creed 4, whatever one. But I think you guys need to hear it from my coach, because I can tell you, that I feel good. I feel like I'm ready, but he's gonna give it to you guys. He's gonna serve it up to you straight, right? So let's see what Nick says. Nick, what you think?
How you doing, everybody? Nick Narvaiz, boxing trainer, amongst other pursuits. But the reality is that boxing has been a passion of mine for over 50 years. Initially starting out as a form of self-defense, then becoming a competitive boxer in my youth, and then realizing some years later, after participating in other sports, that I was a better boxing trainer than I was a boxing fighter. So it's been a 50 plus year journey in the realm of boxing. Um, and that journey brought me to Ken about a year ago. And he started off, as everyone starts off, with specific challenges, things that come easily, things that don't. What came easily to Ken and made him a great person to coach is his work ethic. He's a never say no, never give up, never say die student of the game and student of mine. His challenges, which were both a plus and minus, as they are for a lot of people who come from an extended period of time of serious lifting weights, was adapting to relaxing and elongating. And when I say elongating, the extension of the limbs to execute his punches. A lot of individuals, specifically males, who decide that they want to box or participate in a combat sport, who have lifted weights for a long time, find themselves in the slow or slower lane in regard to getting the mind away from aggression and pushing and contracting and connecting with relaxing and swift, smooth movement. because when you're lifting weights, it's about moving a certain amount of weight from point A to point B. So over the last year, Ken's done a great job of picking up the techniques, of giving the sessions and giving the workouts his all. Admirable work ethic, as I've said already. Where we're at now is getting him to connect with being relaxed while exerting as much force as possible. And that's the trick, one of the tricks in boxing. People watch boxers and it looks explosive, and it is. It looks painful, and it is. But the boxers that do best have mastered being relaxed in the eye of the storm. Whether the eye of the storm is training, whether the eye of the storm is sparring, or the eye of the storm is in the ring with someone who's literally trying to turn your lights out. It's essential to be as relaxed as humanly possible while moving quickly, while exerting your strength and power. And that's where we are at this stage of training with between Ken and I. And I know he's going to get there because he's got a more than exceptional work ethic. So I'm looking forward to watching his continued progress as we move forward. You guys take care.
Well, you guys heard it from the man himself. I am phenomenal. I have improved so quickly that I'm ready to get into the ring with some of these pros. Bud, Errol Spence, Ryan Garcia. No, I'm just joking around. But obviously, I'm headed in the right direction, just learning the small details. I appreciate Nick's critique. I always tell him, we first started working together, I said I wanted you to give it to me straight, no chaser. And if I'm fucking up, I want to know I'm fucking up. But so far, I've enjoyed my boxing journey. It's a beautiful sport, obviously a violent sport. It's not one that you play, which is why I've taken it so much time and put so much effort into learning it. And I had another coach before, Brandon Cruz. You guys see on the clip. He was great. He's the one that really kind of inspired me to kind of take my boxing, take my fitness and stuff to the next level. And as far outside of boxing, I had another trainer that kind of helped me get my lower body and core strength back up to par. Petra. Yeah, anybody knows me in the Navy, history of lower back issues, and I kind of needed to really get my body back together. So the journey's been beautiful. As you guys can see, here I am. I'm about to go into the gym again. So I'm always working. I work out 6 days. Like my regimen right now, I work out 6 days a week. I take Saturdays off, right? Saturday's my only day off. But outside of that, yeah, it's just a very constant grind. And then like, obviously I've changed my diet. I eat clean during the week, ground turkey and ground beef, tuna, chicken. So it's not just, like it's a complete lifestyle change. So I appreciate any coaches, anybody that supported me through this. And as far as boxing goes, I don't plan on doing any serious competing or being an amateur, but I do want to add bag work and shadow boxing and sparring, which look out, I should have some videos about that here pretty soon on my social media. But I wanted to add that into my regimen permanently. So it's just something that's always in my bag. I wanted to add another tool to my tool belt, so to speak. So yeah, you guys just stay tuned in and yeah, just follow me on my journey. I'll see you guys soon.